All right, guys, back on the waterfront in Burnt Store Isles here today because I want to talk about the flooded homes versus the homes that stayed high and dry in the area in Hurricane Helene and Milton. The value, really, and perception of a home that did not get flooded, I think was overestimated by sellers and myself, if I'm completely honest. I really thought homes that did not flood would command a certain premium because it didn't get wet. Now, I didn't know what that price would be, what kind of price that would command. But as I've seen through this season, it doesn't seem to be the case. And there has been more value placed on the purchase price of the home and the affordability of the home rather than how prone to flooding it has been, which is going to shock a lot of people because in the comments, many people think that these homes on the water here aren't insurable. Nobody's going to buy them. They're not worth anything. But the public has shown us that's not the case. Insurance has shown us that's not the case. Now, they're not going to be cheap to insure. If people carry insurance, some people buy cash and don't. But I have been very surprised that people are willing to take on a flooded home at a lower price point than they are to basically pay a premium for something that didn't get wet. And if it's remodeled, even more so. I don't know if the reasoning is, well, that was a once in a lifetime thing. It could happen next month. We have no idea. I don't know if the reasoning is just the price pressure. Once you start getting over that 500, 550 threshold, really, for any type of home, the market gets a little weird there because it's hard to finance without a lot down on those. So it's been very interesting to me this season to see the willingness of buyers to take on either rehabbed or distressed properties. As you guys saw a few videos back, we walked through those two flood damaged homes and one was pending. It was $475, it was tore up pretty good, it was pending on the waterfront. And one commenter did mention that, you're going to pay $450, $475 for that house. It's $1 million house if you rehab it, potentially. So I do see that aspect of it. But the fear that I thought was going to be in the buyers of these places is really more in the sellers who lived through it. And that kind of makes sense. So you can see, here's a house for sale here. Oh, it's a pretty cool looking place. Maybe I'll pull that up, see what that's going for. Little hacienda. All right, guys, so I found the house, and oh boy, what a gem did I come across. This is 3 beds, 3 baths, 2,700 square feet for $1.5 million. Did a $100,000 price cut. Now, this is normally where I start clicking the pictures and showing you the house, and we'll get there, but we need to go to the price history first. This is built in 2020. Let's see what's been going on. Friends, it is not often that I get to show you something this drastic. This house is listed for $1.5 million. Where did it start? It started at $2.5 million in February of 2023. This was built in 2020, up for sale 3 years later for $2.5 million. We have a $1 million price drop in Punta Gorda Isles. I've seen some big numbers, but never $1 million. This was $553 a square foot. What was it asking back then? $922 a square foot. Wow. $2.5 million. Oh, the first real price drop was under $2 million back in 2023. That was actually fairly quickly. They dropped this about 500 grand. The listing was removed in June, came back that October for $2 million again. And wow, it's been on the market for quite some time. Whew. Okay, well, there it is, guys. There's $1 million price cut. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that on this channel. What does the Zesty say? Zesty said, yeah, should have been about $2 million according to Zillow. And yeesh, they think it's worth about 1.436 now. Let's take a quick look at it. Okay, so it's got an amazing entryway, no doubt about it. 2-car garage. picture frame screen. There's your pool area, travertine tile, unless I'm mistaken. Wow, okay. They spent money in here. This is not cheap. Very, very distinct style. So, is this blue over here? No, that's the wine cooler. So this is the kitchen, and then you have these cabinets. Interesting. All right. Okay. Oh, all right. Whoa. Oh, righty. That's a lot of floors. That's a lot of floors. All right. What's the pool look like? Yeah, nice pool. Nice view. All right. Yeah. Nothing that I can really say about it. Nice size laundry. Just wow. I've never seen, man, that's an incredible dock. Wait, what? Why does this dock look different than that dock? Am I? Oh, it's two different kinds. Oh, wow. That's a really big dock. That sounded wrong, but you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, so there it is, guys. I just stumbled across this place. It's down $1 million on the asking price already. What do you guys think of this property? Let me know in the comments below. We knew sellers who lived through the flooding and lived through these issues were going to be listing. It's not primarily what's driving our inventory numbers, but it helps. I mean, a lot of waterfront people wanted this to be their last hurricane. They didn't want to go through another storm. So no surprise to see the fear there. If you lived through it, if you stayed here for the storm, or if you came back and found your house absolutely trashed. But I thought there would be more of an aversion from buyers to purchase these things than there have been. And, regardless of what you personally believe on it, or I personally believe on it, these things are selling. And when they're at the right price, they're selling fast. So just, it's just another one of these ways. This market's just like made my head spin this season. Made my head absolutely spin. And really quickly, guys, if you enjoy this content, please consider hitting that like button, maybe subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment below. It helps me out immensely. I appreciate everyone who already has, and we'll get right back to the video. So priced properly, these things will sell. Priced properly, any property here will still sell. There's no shortage of buyers. That's, with all the bad news about the market I do tend to share, I can't lie to you and tell you nobody's buying, because we're having killer sales months across the Southwest Florida region. And I suspect that that's probably going to continue as each person comes in and decides what their threshold for risk is and purchases what they feel they're comfortable with. Some more wacky stuff I've been seeing is, we've sent in offers. We've sent in offers with comps, with comparables, with the market data. And the seller just comes back and says, yeah, come back to us with your highest and best. Excuse me, sir. That was the highest and best. There is no comeback. That's what it was. Your house has been on the market for almost 300 days, and you're coming back telling us, give us your highest and best after we make a reasonable offer, which, we sent comps that the agent didn't even know existed, and they substantiated the offer and kind of made their asking price look a little insane. So, but you're going to dig your heels in. You want the house on the market for another 360 days, go for it. I don't know what to tell you. There's too much out there for people to be able to dig into. And for one very special commenter out there, I have finally made it down to Babcock Ranch. The king of swing. I hope you're listening, my friend. I have made it to the promised land. I spent 2 days in Babcock Ranch. Have not gone down there recently. And, people ask me what my thought on that area is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love everything about it. I love the foliage. I love the layout. I love the way everything is set up, the way everything looks. I love the color schemes. I'm personally not a huge fan of the location. That's my major point of contention. I'm more of a Welland Park guy. That is an RV garage. I don't know if you guys can see that. That is a friggin' RV garage. That is sick. Just right off the side of the house on waterfront, with the 2-car garage next to it. That's pretty cool. It just looks cool. There's another RV garage right here, so it's not that spectacular, but I like the way that one looks, so caught me off guard. Um, yeah, I mean, Babcock has a lot of beautiful real estate. It's a little segregated from most of the Southwest region. It is a portion of Charlotte County, has its own high school. They've got basically their own town down there, and it's beautiful. It is, however, like an hour and a half ride to Inglewood Beach, probably about an hour ride to Fort Myers Beach, approximately, guys. Don't quote me on that. GPS it if you're interested. But man, they're doing some cool stuff down there. And of course, I had to stop in, take a look at some Toll Brother builds while I was there in the new Regency 55 plus community. It's the only 55 plus in that area. And I'll show you some models here. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so I'm actually going to take you guys through two models here super quickly. They're both villas. They're calling them duets. The first one is the Kaya Transitional. Okay, so right off the bat, guys, what an entryway into this model. That's beautiful. I'm sure they're not all going to look like that. Maybe they will. I don't know. Right when you come in here, kitchen's facing you immediately. You have your dining on the left. Nice size living area. You can kind of see that pool poking around back there, but we'll get you out there. We're going to take you through the rest of this property first. Back here, you have your laundry area. It is a pretty decent size, especially for a villa. This is your guest bedroom. I like that they have the glass see-through closets in here. And then down at this end, that would be your garage entry right there. You have your guest bath, and then also this is an office currently. But you do have the space in here. You could make it a bedroom. It has a closet if you want to. Back to the kitchen, you got a hood in the background. This is a gas community, nice size island, farmer's sink. Again, glass pantry there. I'll spin you back and show you the entryway with the dining. I like the size of the living space. 1,800 square feet for a villa is very large. Usually you have to get into a coach home to get something that size. The primary has a nice spacious feel to it as well, and you get a view of the pool. I think the bathroom does the job. The vanity is okay, but you do have a seating area there. I like the shower. Usually I like the vanity to be a little bigger, but I understand, they heightened other spaces in this. But the walk-in closet is very nice and a good size as well. So let's get you back through the primary suite and kind of show you the pool because I've never seen a villa with a pool. This is the first one. So you get a nice seating area. You get their TV. I almost knocked off the wall because I bumped into it. And you get a pool back here. I think this is awesome. Are you going to be swimming laps in this? No, but look at the water features. I like the faux grass on the ground. This is perfectly serviceable if you just want to cool off or hang out. I think it's great. Now, this is the other side of that villa, the Moranti Modern Coastal. Okay, so a very nice entry, not as fancy as the previous one with the water in the background, but you get a nice covered seating area before you come in. This is your garage to the right, your guest bath. Actually, I'll spin you through the garage because we didn't go through the other one. And sometimes people like to see the garages. And this is also where your guest bedroom is. So you have split floor plans on both of these. They're just set up a little differently. This one gives quicker access, to the entryway if needed. Get a little more formal style den study office area here. Again, I love these closets. I just like the glass doors. This is also a very nice size laundry. You get the utility sink in this one. All right, we'll spin you out into the living room, kitchen area. This also has a nice size island, and it has more of a dedicated dining area. And even though it's 200 square feet smaller, I still feel like this feels pretty spacious. I love the glass pantry. That's like one of my favorite things in any of these houses. I really, really enjoy that. So we'll spin you through the primary, and then we'll show you the backyard here, which I think is also very cool. This, again, no slouch, nice size. You get the dual vanity in here as well with the stand-up shower. I want you guys to tell me in the comments which bathroom style you liked better. This one has a bit smaller of a walk-in closet, and the features are just slightly different. Obviously, the color scheme and the design options, but you guys tell me which bathroom. And you know what? Since I'm going to take you back here too, I would love to know, as we spin through the living area one more time, which yard you guys would pick. Which rear of the property would you take? This one, which has a fabulous highlighted seating area, like a great fire pit for entertaining, and of course you get the putting green, which is awesome. Or would you guys go with the pool and the water features on the other side of this wall here? So what do you guys think of those models down there? I thought that was very interesting how they had villas with a pool. Never seen that before. Never. Maybe you guys have. I haven't. I really like the putting green on the other one too, though. It was super interesting. And I just like seeing out of the box stuff like that. Actually, like I'm walking by this house right now. It's a perfect example. This is a very northern Florida home. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous with the oak trees here, but it's not typically what you see. So I like when people mix things up, shake things up a little bit, because you don't see a lot of stuff like that down here. And I really do like that type of architecture. It's not that I don't like this type, but you know, things can get a little samey looking after a while. So that's a big one for me. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. If you like this video, like, comment below, or share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.